Welcome! You've just clicked into one of the most important and surprisingly empowering trainings for childcare professionals, learning how to keep it all together without falling apart. Whether you're a seasoned childcare director, a family provider doing it all, or just starting out in the field, this course is built for you. We're diving into the nitty-gritty of record keeping, yes, but not just to check off a box. We're going to show you how to turn your paperwork into peace of mind. Sound dramatic? Maybe. But trust us, when your systems are streamlined, your files are findable, and your week doesn't start with, "Where is that immunization form?" You feel it. Your energy goes back to the children, the staff, and the families you love serving, not to the clutter or chaos. Now, we're also going to talk about balance, because this isn't just about documents and deadlines. It's about you, your wellness, your time, your joy in doing the job that matters so much. Throughout this course, you'll get simple systems for managing records that actually make sense. Real examples from centers just like yours, the good, the bad, and the funny. Downloadable checklists and tools you can use today. A few discussion activities where you'll reflect and share ideas. And even a game, and because, hey, learning can be fun too. So whether you're listening during nap time or after the last parent pickup, this is your time. Time to build habits that help you lead well and live well, inside the classroom and outside of it. Let's get started. Your organized, empowered, and balanced self is just a few clicks away. All right, pause for just a moment and check in with yourself. When you hear the words record keeping, what's your gut reaction? Is it stress? Frustration? A mental image of overflowing binders, mystery papers on your desk, or a looming licensing visit? Maybe it's the silent panic of, did I submit that immunization update? Or maybe if you're one of the rare few, you're thinking, I've got a color-coded system and I love it. If that's you, please stay. We need your energy. Here's the truth. Record keeping can feel heavy, especially in childcare. Because unlike some other industries, our records aren't just numbers and spreadsheets. They're people, children, families, staff, licensing agencies, the IRS, the food program, parents with questions, consultants with clipboards. And let's be real, it's a lot. But here's the good news. You are not alone. This course is designed to help you get those thoughts out of your head, off your shoulders, and into a system that works for you. So take a minute right now. Literally, if you have a pen and paper handy or a note app open, jot down your honest thoughts about record keeping. Don't edit yourself. Write what comes to mind. It could be words like overwhelming, important but ignored, stressful. I wish someone would just organize it all for me. Or even, I don't even know where to start. That's okay too. This short reflection will help you track your growth over the course, because by the end, our goal is to help you feel more calm, more in control, and more confident in your record-keeping approach. Let's be honest, the words record keeping rarely spark joy. For most childcare professionals, it brings up a mental picture of stacks of paper, overflowing file folders, and deadlines that always seem to sneak up. You're not alone in that. In fact, it's totally normal to feel overwhelmed by it all, especially when record keeping feels like it's pulling you away from what really matters, being with the children, supporting your staff, and engaging with families. When we talk about record keeping in early childhood settings, we're talking about paperwork that never seems to end, time-consuming documentation that takes us out of the classroom, requirements that feel like they're constantly changing, and sometimes a general sense of, I'm doing this because I have to, not because it helps me. But here's a little mindset shift that changes everything. Record keeping is not just about compliance. It's about confidence. A clear, simple record keeping system gives you back control. It means you're not scrambling when licensing walks in. It means your financials aren't a mystery. It means your team has what they need to do their jobs well, and you do too. More than that, documentation tells the story of your program. Every child's form, every staff credential, every food program log, it's all a part of how you show the world that your center is safe, nurturing, and well run. And while the tools and formats may change, from binders and file cabinets to digital apps and cloud systems, the goal stays the same, helping you operate smoothly so that your focus stays where it belongs, on the children and families you serve. So today, let's move away from the overwhelm. Let's start seeing record keeping as a tool, not a task. A tool that empowers you to lead well, to stay ahead of the curve, and to protect everything you've worked so hard to build. You're not just a caregiver, you're not just a teacher. You're a leader, and your records can reflect that strength. Let's keep going. Now that we've acknowledged the feelings that come with record keeping, let's start unpacking exactly what we're talking about. In early childhood settings, record keeping is much more than just filing away a few enrollment forms. It's the entire system you use to manage the lifeblood of your program. Every form, every checklist, every digital document, they're all part of a bigger picture that supports your program's success. We can break this down into three big categories. First, regulatory compliance. These are the records required by your state licensing agency, by accreditation bodies, and sometimes by funding or government programs. Think of staff background checks, CPR certifications, attendance logs, fire drills, immunization forms, and your program's policies and procedures. These documents are how you demonstrate that your program is operating legally and safely. Next, business operations. Yes, you're an educator, but you're also running a business. That means you're responsible for maintaining financial records, tax documents, and insurance information. You also need clear policies for payroll, vendor relationships, and budgeting. These records are essential for sustainability and protecting the future of your program. And finally, child and family information. This is the heart of what we do. From enrollment packets and emergency contacts to developmental assessments, incident reports, and daily communication logs, this information helps ensure each child is cared for as an individual. It's also how we partner with families and demonstrate accountability and responsiveness. These three areas, compliance, operations, and care, are deeply interconnected. For example, when you document a child's food allergy, that's compliance and care. When you track tuition payments, that's operations and a service to families. The goal of this course is to help you develop systems that allow you to confidently manage all of these areas without sacrificing your time, your sanity, or your joy. Take a moment now to think about which of these three areas feels strongest for you and which one might need a little love. As we move through the course, you'll be able to apply strategies that make sense for your unique program and goals. So you might be wondering, why does this really matter? After all, nobody got into early childhood education because they were excited about filing paperwork or reconciling attendance logs. But here's the truth. Effective record keeping isn't just about staying compliant. It's about creating peace of mind for everyone involved. Let's break this down. First, safety. When records are complete, accurate, and accessible, children are safer. Allergies are documented. Emergency contacts are up to date. Authorized pickup lists are clear. And staff know exactly where to find the information they need, when they need it. There's no guessing, no scrambling, and no preventable mistakes. Next, operational efficiency. Think about the time you've spent looking for a missing form, double-checking attendance, or explaining a billing error to a parent. Now imagine having systems that just work. That's the power of effective record keeping. It simplifies your day, reduces admin hours, and helps you and your staff stay focused on the children, not the chaos. And finally, program growth. When your records are in order, you can actually use them to grow. Want to advocate for more funding? You've got the data. Want to apply for accreditation or improve your star rating? Your systems are already in place. Want to show parents why your program stands out? You can point to clear documentation and a strong operational foundation. And let's not forget, clear record keeping sends a powerful message to families and licensing officials. This program is professional, prepared, and trustworthy. So as we move forward, I want you to keep this in mind. You're not doing this work just because you have to. You're doing it because it makes your program stronger, your job easier, and your children safer. That's the true value of effective record keeping, and that's exactly what you'll be building in this course. You've seen the big picture. Now let's zoom in a bit. In your day-to-day work, not every record carries the same weight. Some forms feel vital, like allergy info or pickup authorizations. Others, well, they might feel like busy work or something you dread at inspection time. That's why this moment is all about you and your real-world experience. Ask yourself, what types of records do you rely on most to keep children safe? Which records help you stay in touch with families and build trust? Which ones feel the hardest to maintain consistently, and why? And when licensing shows up, which documents do you know they'll ask for? These questions might sound simple, but the answers can be eye-opening, especially when you start noticing patterns in what you struggle with or what you've mastered. For example, some providers say health forms are always up to date, but communication logs with families are spotty. Others have great attendance records but fall behind on staff training documentation. There's no one size fits all, and that's okay. The goal here isn't perfection, it's awareness. Because the more you understand where your strengths are and where the stress points lie, the easier it becomes to create a system that works for you, not against you. Reflection prompt, optional journal entry. Think about one type of record that feels essential and one that feels frustrating. Why? What makes the difference? Is it the format? The time required? Your comfort level with the process? You can jot down a few thoughts now, or just keep them in the back of your mind. We'll keep building from here, and you'll start seeing how to close those gaps and simplify your workflow. If you've ever felt like managing childcare records is a full-time job on top of your actual full-time job, you're absolutely right. The record keeping challenge is real, and it's layered. Let's take a look at what you're really juggling. First, the four major categories of records. You've got documentation tied to finances, regulations, families, and staff. Each one has its own requirements, deadlines, and storage needs, and none of them can be ignored. It's like running four filing departments from your classroom. Then there's the 24/7 nature of the job. Let's face it, paperwork doesn't magically complete itself after hours. You're squeezing documentation between diaper changes, circle time, parent chats, and the 10 other fires you're putting out before 10 a.m. There's no dedicated admin day in most childcare settings. It all happens on the fly, during nap time, after closing, or whenever you can snag a moment of quiet. And finally, the big decision, paper or digital. Some providers love their binders and color-coded tabs. Others swear by cloud storage and childcare apps. Most of us, we're somewhere in the middle trying to find the right balance of what's accessible, secure, and sustainable. And both systems have their perks and their pitfalls. So yes, it's a lot. You're managing documents that impact people's health, safety, paychecks, and growth. It's no wonder it can feel overwhelming. But here's the message I want you to hold on to. The overwhelm is real, but manageable with the right systems. That's what this course is all about. We're not going to wave a magic wand and erase your to-do list, but we are going to show you how to build a system that makes record keeping less stressful, more organized, and yes, even a little satisfying. You deserve to feel in control of your program, not buried by it. So let's keep going, one strategy at a time. Here's where we move from big ideas into real structure. Every childcare program, no matter the size, needs a way to organize, access, and protect client information. Whether you serve 5 families or 50, keeping track of family documents is essential for safety, licensing, communication, and peace of mind. A strong client information management system includes 5 core areas. Let's walk through each one. 1. The enrollment process. This is where the paper trail begins. Applications, parent info forms, emergency contacts, immunization records, signed policies, all should be organized by child or family in either a digital folder or a labeled binder. These forms lay the foundation for everything else. 2. Health and safety documentation. This is your quick access info, the stuff you might need in an instant. Think allergy alerts, medication authorizations, permission slips, and incident reports. Ideally, these are stored in a way that's both secure and immediately available, especially in emergencies. 3. Regulatory compliance. These records include attendance logs, developmental screenings, and observation notes. In most states, these are licensing required documents and must be maintained on an ongoing basis. Whether you're using paper sign-in sheets or a digital system, the key here is consistency. 4. Financial arrangements. This section keeps you running smoothly. Fee agreements, payment logs, subsidy documentation, and receipts all live here. Keeping these documents clear and chronological will make tax season, audits, and subsidy follow-ups much easier to manage. 5. Daily operations. These are the documents you'll touch most often: authorized pickup lists, updated schedules, and special instructions from parents. This section should be kept accessible for staff, but also protected so that sensitive info isn't left out in the open. Pro tip: set up a quick access system for the info you need often. allergies, pickup authorizations, medication forms, and keep it separate from less frequently used files like enrollment packets. You'll save time and avoid unnecessary digging. The goal is to keep your system easy to update and even easier to navigate. Whether you use a digital folder structure, a binder system, or a combo of both, make sure it's one you can maintain and that other staff can follow when needed. Up next, we'll look at how your system supports compliance and efficiency, especially during those all-important licensing visits. Now that we've covered client records, let's shift focus to the other half of your program's success, your staff. Every member of your team brings experience, skills, and heart to the table, and it's your job to make sure their paperwork reflects that same level of care and professionalism. Solid staff record keeping isn't just about staying compliant. It's about creating clarity, accountability, and a sense of structure for everyone on your team. Let's break it down into 3 key categories. 1. Hiring documentation. This is where your relationship with each staff member begins. Applications, interview notes, reference checks, contracts, job descriptions. These documents help set expectations and provide a record of how and why each person joined your team. Think of this section as your foundation. It tells the story of the hire and gives you a place to return to if questions come up down the line. 2. Compliance records. This is a non-negotiable. Your staff files should include up-to-date documentation like TB tests, background checks, fingerprints, certifications like CPR first aid, and any training requirements mandated by your state. A smart system also includes expiration tracking, whether on a spreadsheet, a digital platform, or good old-fashioned sticky notes. You don't want to discover an expired credential the week of a licensing visit. 3. Employment administration. These are the documents you hope no one ever needs to reference, but that are critical if questions arise. Payroll forms, pay rates, benefits enrollment, and attendance records must be accurate, current, and confidential. These records don't just protect your program, they protect your staff too. Having a clear, organized system sends a message to your team: you matter and your information matters. Quick tip: staff records should be stored separately from child files and securely locked. Only authorized personnel, like the director or HR rep, should have access. As you build or update your staff record system, remember, these documents aren't just for licensing. They're part of how you build trust, set expectations, and lead a team that's ready to thrive. When was the last time you sat down with a team member and really talked about their professional growth? If you're like most childcare leaders, the answer might be not nearly enough. That's not because you don't care. It's because the urgent often pushes out the important. But here's the truth. When you invest in your team's development, you're investing in your program's stability, morale, and reputation. A strong performance management system helps you support staff through goal setting and accountability, track growth over time, create clear paths for promotion or role changes. Let's break down a simple staff development timeline that you can use as a foundation. 90-day evaluations. These are perfect for new hires. After the first 3 months, you should have a clear idea of what's working, what support they need, and how well they've adjusted to the role. 6-month check-ins. These aren't about compliance, they're about growth. What has the staff member learned? What are they proud of? Where do they want to stretch? This is your chance to offer guidance before issues arise. Annual evaluations with goal setting. These are your big picture meetings. A chance to reflect on the year, set new goals, and talk about professional development opportunities from training hours to leadership pathways. Important tip: document everything. Even the informal chats. Note what was discussed, any goals set, and action plans or resources shared. This protects you, and it helps staff feel seen and supported. Staff retention in childcare is a challenge, but when people feel like they're learning, growing, and being heard, they stay. And they show up better for the children too. So don't think of performance management as one more thing on your list. Think of it as the tool that helps your staff become the professionals you hired them to be, with your support every step of the way.